Hello and welcome back to the Chug.Testers Triangle Addiction Show, where we basically put Triangle set on anything and make it work for fire's sake. Today we have a somewhat vanilla build and this is the Fire Druid. But instead of using your super expensive gear, we are using the Triangle set to get access to Fire Mastery, which will put this build on equal ground with a regular geared one. This build has everything it needs in this arsenal to deal with anything that has fire or physical immunity. If it has both of them, run for your life. The first layer of protection we are using is Cyclone Armor. With the 6 feet or 2 meters cold armor around your character, this is a 1-point wonder that will slow down enemies that get close into your personal space. Social distancing please. Then, if they get close to you anyway, Armageddon will be the one to keep them company, with an insane 13k fire damage and 4k physical damage. So let's say they bridge the social distancing hurricane and they dodge all the falling fire comets. Well, they still have Molten Border to deal with, and it will push them right back to the safety distance. This one dealing 7k fire and 3k physical damage. Meanwhile, you will be spamming volcanoes around you that will be melting down about everything that is in proximity. Each little fireball will be dealing 5k fire damage and 2k physical damage. Let's say you were a bit funky and you managed to get surrounded, okay? Simply use Gust, which is on a 1.5 second cooldown, to get away to safety. If you are feeling a bit fancy, you could also be using Firewall to help with the bosses, with an average fire damage of 8k. So this build, not only it is safe, it is very strong and has absolutely no problem dealing with immunity. With this setup, you can clear most content in the game, including Tier 1 maps, Tier 2 maps and Tier 3 maps without much problem. I am unsure about others because they tend to regenerate quite a bit, but Declone I know is doable. On the few tries I did, I got them to about 1/4 of his HP, but I didn't have enough resistances on my gear to make it to the end. Usually his Nova or Meteor fell on me and killed me. So perhaps simply removing the fire phase set from my helm and armor and replacing them with Room, that would change the fight from very risky to pretty much doable. Because every time I got killed it was a one-shot kill and I had still like 20 rejuve potions in my inventory. So I am confident with some good corruptions and more resistances, you can do Declone with this setup. Alright, time to cover the gear. First, we are using a Mensong with 6 Fire face sets. But don't be put off, there are obviously some alternatives. This staff gives +6 to all skills. With the face sets, it will increase the fire damage to 30% and reduce the enemy fire resistance by 38 to 45%. First alternative will be Heart of the Oak with the Gurkey's Chill. This setup will offer much more survivability as we have maximum resistances with it. Another option will be the X-Fire Sword. It will offer more damage than Auto, but at the cost of resistances and 10% faster cast rate. Covering our magnificent hair, we have Triangle Helmet. Obviously I want the 4 pieces to get Fire Mastery. The Amulet is Maras because with the current gear, I lack some resistances, but Rising Sun is always a pretty strong choice. Triangle Chest for the set bonuses. It will offer some decent resistance as well. If you are playing on the hardcore, you should consider placing runes into it instead of the face sets. War Traveler Boots, Magic Vine, Vitality, I doubt there's something much better in here. 2 Stone of Jordan Rings, increasing our mana pool. It is a must have because we are spamming the hell out of our skills. Triangle Belt, obviously getting the resistances, corruption on the boots, belt, gloves will be pretty great, but mana regen is also super useful. Triangle Gloves to complete the 4 pieces and add some cold resistances to our pool. It also gives faster cast rate. As you can see, simply equipping the armor is a net 2k fire damage on this skill. On swap, I am using Call to Arms with a lidless shield giving us more survivability with the battle orders. And finally, Torch, Any, Elemental Crunch Charms and Resist with Life Small Charm. So as all mages, you want enough strength to equip gear, enough dexterity to equip gear and everything else into vitality. In the skill tree you want max Armageddon, Max Volcano, Fissure, and Molten Boulder. A single point into Gust, a single point into Hurricane, then you want to dump everything else into Oak Sage to grab some extra life and regeneration. On your Merc, equip Infinity, although if you are already using Mensong with 6 Fire Facets, you will probably not have any difference in your damage output, so you could just equip him with Reaper Stall or something. It doesn't really matter. Everything else is irrelevant. Equip what you have with the most survivability, because the Merc main role will be to be your tank. I also had a Fire Claw Bear coming up, but somebody already shotgunned the build right under my nose. I am joking, obviously. I don't mind at all. I'm just giving him a huge shootout to Azona Gaming. To be fair, he did a wonderful job covering the build I had planned, and he did it even better than I would have. So if you are interested in checking a Fireclaw Druid, check out his channel. You can see the name on the screen right now. But since he did not include a clone kill with the setup, here we go. As always, thank you all so much for checking in. If you aren't already subbed, now is a fiery time to do so. And if you enjoy watching, burn that like button, but keep a fire extinguisher close by just in case something goes wrong, please. I wish you all a super great day until next stream, which is by the way in a few minutes. Take care. Goodbye.